Hey, everyone, welcome back to Cars Fuse, your go-to spot for all things automotive. Did you know that most automatic car drivers are unknowingly guilty of habits that could be silently damaging their vehicles? Are you one of them? In today's video, we'll uncover 14 critical mistakes to avoid with your automatic car. Plus, stick around till the end for a bonus tip that could save you a fortune on repairs and keep your car running like new for years to come. Let's jump right in. Number 1. Not using the emergency brake. Skipping the use of the emergency brake might seem harmless, especially on flat ground, but it's a habit that can cause long-term damage to your car's automatic transmission and even compromise safety. The emergency brake isn't just for emergencies, it's specifically designed to reduce the strain on your transmission while your car is parked. Here's why it matters. When you put your car in park, a small metal component called the parking pawl engages to lock the transmission and prevent the wheels from moving. Without the emergency brake, the full weight of your vehicle rests on this tiny metal piece. Over time, the constant pressure can weaken or even break the pawl, particularly when parked on an incline. If the pawl fails, your car could roll unexpectedly, creating a dangerous situation. Additionally, relying only on the park gear puts extra stress on your transmission components, leading to faster wear and tear. Engaging the emergency brake, on the other hand, takes the pressure off the transmission by mechanically holding the car in place. From a safety perspective, the emergency brake adds an essential layer of protection. If the parking pawl ever fails or the car is bumped while parked, the emergency brake ensures your vehicle stays secure. This is especially crucial on steep slopes or uneven surfaces. So, make it a habit, always engage your emergency brake, no matter where you park. It's a simple step that can save you from costly repairs and potential accidents. Number 2. Don't drive on low gas. Driving with a near-empty tank might seem harmless, but it's one of the worst habits for your automatic car. Modern vehicles are equipped with an electric fuel pump located inside the gas tank. This pump's job is to deliver fuel from the tank to the engine, and it depends on the fuel itself for cooling and lubrication. When you drive with less than a quarter tank of gas, the pump may no longer be fully submerged in fuel, causing it to overheat and wear out prematurely. Over time, this can lead to fuel pump failure, a repair that can cost you hundreds of dollars. But that's not the only issue. Gas tanks naturally accumulate sediment and debris over time. When you run on low gas, the pump draws fuel from the bottom of the tank, where this debris settles. This can clog your fuel filter, damage injectors, and disrupt fuel delivery, leading to poor engine performance. Left unaddressed, these problems can escalate into more severe damage to your fuel system and engine. Running out of gas entirely can make matters even worse. Air pockets introduced into the fuel lines when the tank is empty can create pressure imbalances, making it harder for the pump to function efficiently even after you refuel. This can result in misfires, reduced power, and long-term harm to the fuel injection system. To avoid costly repairs and keep your car running smoothly, make it a rule to refuel before your tank dips below a quarter full. Not only will this protect your car's critical components, but it will also save you the inconvenience of being stranded on the road with an empty tank. Number 3. Avoid hard launches. Flooring the gas pedal and accelerating from a complete stop might feel thrilling, but it's one of the fastest ways to harm your automatic car. Unlike manual transmissions, where you have more direct control over gear changes and clutch engagement, automatic transmissions are engineered for smooth transitions and efficient power delivery. Hard launches place excessive strain on critical components, including the torque converter, transmission gears, and drivetrain, leading to costly damage if done repeatedly. When you attempt a launch, the torque converter is forced to handle a sudden surge of power from the engine. This abrupt transfer of energy can cause overheating and premature wear, reducing the converter's efficiency over time. Additionally, the transmission fluid, which plays a vital role in cooling and lubricating internal components, degrades much faster under these extreme conditions. Without proper lubrication and cooling, the transmission is left vulnerable to slipping gears, overheating, and even long-term failure. Hard launches don't just impact the transmission, they also take a toll on your drivetrain. The sudden stress can wear out components like axles, driveshafts, and differential gears, all of which are expensive to repair or replace. To protect your car and ensure its longevity, drive with steady acceleration rather than aggressive launches. Smooth starts not only preserve your transmission and drivetrain but also improve fuel efficiency and overall performance. Number 4. Never drive without warming up the engine. Jumping into your car and driving off right away, especially in colder weather, may save time, but it's a habit that can seriously harm your engine over time. When the engine is cold, the oil inside is thicker and hasn't yet circulated fully through all the components. This lack of lubrication increases friction and wear on vital engine parts, including the pistons, cylinders, and valve train. For automatic transmissions, the stakes are even higher. Transmission fluid, just like engine oil, needs time to warm up and reach its optimal operating temperature for smooth shifting and proper performance. Driving with a cold engine puts additional strain on your automatic transmission. The hydraulic system relies on fluid with the right viscosity to function efficiently. When the fluid is cold, it's thicker, making it harder for the system to engage gears properly. This can result in rough shifts, delayed acceleration, and, over time, significant damage to the transmission's internal components. Cold starts also hurt fuel efficiency and emissions. Modern engines use a richer air-fuel mixture when cold to compensate for lower combustion efficiency. Driving immediately forces the engine to work harder in this inefficient state, wasting fuel and increasing wear on parts. If you push the engine hard during this phase, it can even lead to overheating and damage sensitive components like the head gasket. To prevent these issues, it's important to give your engine a moment to warm up after starting, especially in cold weather. You don't need to let it idle for long, about 30 seconds to a minute is usually enough for most modern cars. This simple step can go a long way in protecting your engine and transmission while improving fuel efficiency and overall performance. Number 5. Never shift modes while the car is moving. Automatic transmissions are designed to engage specific gears based on the mode you select, but shifting modes while the vehicle is in motion disrupts this balance. It creates a sudden mismatch between the car's speed and the internal gear engagement, resulting in a jarring mechanical shock that puts unnecessary strain on the transmission system. One of the most at-risk components in this scenario is the transmission's clutch packs or bands, which are responsible for engaging and disengaging gears. When you shift modes while the car is running, these parts are forced to operate under extreme pressure, causing accelerated wear or, in severe cases, complete failure. Additionally, abrupt mode changes prevent the transmission fluid, which is crucial for cooling and lubrication, from circulating properly. This can lead to overheating, reduced lubrication, and significant damage to internal components over time. Another critical risk is damage to the parking pawl, a small but vital component that locks the transmission in place when you select park. If you shift into park while the car is still moving, the parking pawl can break or become misaligned, leaving your vehicle unable to hold its position securely when parked. Repairs for such issues are not only expensive but also highly inconvenient. From a safety perspective, sudden mode changes can compromise your control of the vehicle. For example, shifting into reverse while driving forward can cause the wheels to momentarily lock, leading to skidding or a complete loss of control. This doesn't just endanger you but also poses a serious risk to other drivers and pedestrians. To protect your transmission and ensure your safety, always bring your car to a complete stop before changing modes. This simple habit can save you from costly repairs and potentially dangerous situations. Number 6. Don't coast in neutral. Coasting in neutral might seem like a clever way to save fuel, but it's actually a harmful habit that can damage your car and compromise your safety. Modern automatic transmissions are designed to function optimally when the car is in gear, even when you're slowing down. When you shift to neutral while coasting, you disrupt the transmission's lubrication and hydraulic systems, which depend on the engine's power to function properly. Without adequate lubrication, the internal components of the transmission can wear out prematurely, leading to expensive repairs. Safety is another key reason to avoid coasting in neutral. When your car is in gear, you maintain better control over its movement. The engine braking system naturally helps slow the car down, reducing the strain on your brakes, especially during long descents. Coasting in neutral eliminates this benefit, forcing your brakes to work harder and increasing the risk of overheating or even brake failure. In critical situations, coasting in neutral can also delay your ability to react. If you suddenly need to accelerate to avoid a hazard, shifting from neutral back into drive causes a brief but potentially dangerous delay, one that could mean the difference between avoiding an accident and being involved in one. Additionally, the belief that coasting in neutral saves fuel is a myth. Modern cars with electronic fuel injection are designed to cut fuel supply when you take your foot off the accelerator while in gear. In neutral, however, the engine requires fuel to idle, meaning you're not saving as much as you think. In fact, you might be wasting more fuel. To protect your transmission, brakes, and overall safety, always keep your car in gear, even when slowing down. It's a smarter, safer, and more efficient way to drive. Number 7. Avoid using 2 feet while driving. Unlike manual cars, automatic transmissions are designed for operation with one foot controlling both the gas and brake pedals. Using 2 feet while driving may seem convenient, but it poses risks for both you and your vehicle's mechanics. One major danger of using 2 feet is the potential for unintentional braking while accelerating. Even slight pressure on the brake pedal while your other foot presses the accelerator can confuse your car's systems, particularly in modern vehicles equipped with advanced sensors. This confusion can result in erratic gear shifts, overheating brakes, and unnecessary strain on the transmission as it struggles to process conflicting signals. Riding the brake pedal also risks overheating the brakes, reducing their efficiency and increasing the likelihood of brake failure when you need them most. Another critical issue is the risk of delayed reaction times in emergencies. Using 2 feet can create confusion in high-pressure situations, where quick reflexes are crucial. If your brain sends mixed signals to both feet, you might accidentally press both pedals at the same time, increasing the chances of an accident instead of preventing one. From a mechanical standpoint, resting your foot on the brake pedal while driving can cause excessive brake wear. This habit accelerates the wear and tear on brake pads and risks damaging the rotors and calipers, leading to costly repairs. To ensure safer and more efficient driving in an automatic car, always use your right foot to operate both the gas and brake pedals. This standard practice helps avoid mechanical issues, improves precision and control, and ensures faster response times in emergencies, keeping you and others on the road safer. Number 8. Avoid leaving your car in neutral while in traffic. Leaving your car in neutral while stopped in traffic might seem like a harmless way to reduce strain on your vehicle, but it's a risky habit that can lead to mechanical issues and compromise your safety. Unlike drive mode, where the transmission stays engaged and ready to move, neutral disconnects the engine's power from the wheels. While this might sound like it gives your car a break, it actually causes more harm than good. One of the biggest safety risks is the loss of control. When your car is in neutral, you cannot accelerate quickly if you need to avoid a hazard, such as a vehicle swerving toward you. This delay in response time can increase the likelihood of accidents, especially in heavy traffic or emergency situations. Additionally, leaving your car in neutral puts unnecessary strain on your brakes. In drive mode, the engine provides some resistance, known as engine braking, which helps hold the car stationary. In neutral, this resistance is absent, forcing your brakes to work harder to keep the car from rolling, especially on inclines. Over time, this added strain can lead to faster brake pad wear and reduced braking efficiency. From a mechanical perspective, frequently shifting between neutral and drive in stop-and-go traffic can wear out the shift linkage and transmission components. Automatic transmissions are designed to function smoothly while in drive, and constantly switching gears can disrupt the flow of transmission fluid, leading to overheating and premature wear. For optimal safety and to protect your vehicle's components, it's best to keep your car in drive while stopped in traffic and simply hold the brake. This practice ensures better control, reduces wear and tear, and keeps you prepared for any sudden movement on the road. Number 9. Don't rest your hand on the gear stick. In an automatic transmission, the gear stick is primarily used to select drive modes, but its internal mechanism is connected to the shift linkage, which engages specific gears inside the transmission. Applying constant pressure, even lightly, can create unnecessary strain on these delicate components, leading to misalignments or premature wear. One of the biggest risks is damaging the shift linkage or the transmission's control mechanisms. Even though the gear stick may seem sturdy, it is not designed to bear weight or endure constant pressure. Over time, this can cause slack or looseness in the shift linkage, making it harder to shift gears or properly engage the transmission. In the worst case, it could result in costly repairs to the internal components of your transmission. Resting your hand on the gear stick can also promote poor driving posture, reducing your reaction time in emergency situations. Both hands should be on the steering wheel for optimal control and the ability to quickly maneuver. By keeping your hand on the gear stick, you're compromising your ability to react swiftly to potential hazards on the road. To avoid these issues, make it a habit to only touch the gear stick when you need to change gears or modes. Once you've shifted into drive, keep your hand on the steering wheel or in your lap rather than resting it on the gear stick. This simple practice will help protect your car's transmission and improve your driving safety. Number 10. Don't switch to park while the car is moving. The park mode in an automatic car engages a small metal component called the parking pawl, which locks the transmission to prevent the wheels from turning. This mechanism is designed to hold a stationary car in place, not to stop a moving vehicle. If you attempt to switch to park while the car is still in motion, the parking pawl is forced to engage against the rotating components of the transmission, causing severe stress and possibly leading to breakage. When the parking pawl breaks or becomes damaged, it can no longer lock the transmission properly, which means your car could roll unexpectedly, even when parked. Repairing or replacing this component is not only costly but also time-consuming. Worse still, this action can damage other parts of the transmission, such as the gear teeth or shift linkage, further increasing repair costs. From a safety perspective, switching to park while the car is moving can cause the wheels to lock suddenly, leading to a skid or loss of control. This significantly increases the risk of an accident, particularly in high-traffic areas or on slippery roads. To avoid costly repairs and ensure your safety, always make sure your car has come to a complete stop before shifting into park. Number 11. Don't leave your car in drive while stationary. Sitting in your car with the engine running and the gear set to drive might seem harmless, especially if you're just waiting for a short time. However, this practice can be harmful to your automatic transmission and even pose safety risks. When the car is in drive, the transmission remains engaged, and the engine continues sending power to the wheels, even if you're holding the brake. This creates unnecessary strain on both the transmission and the brake system. The transmission in drive is designed to facilitate motion, not to hold the car stationary for extended periods. Keeping it engaged while idling can lead to overheating of the transmission fluid, particularly if this habit is frequent. Overheated transmission fluid loses its ability to lubricate and cool effectively, which can cause premature wear on the internal components of your transmission, eventually leading to costly repairs or even transmission failure. Your brake system also takes a hit when you leave the car in drive while stationary. The constant pressure on the brakes to keep the car from moving increases brake pad wear and generates excess heat, reducing braking efficiency over time. This is especially concerning in stop-and-go traffic or when waiting at long red lights. Safety is another major concern. If your foot slips off the brake for even a moment, the car can lurch forward unexpectedly, putting pedestrians, other vehicles, or yourself at risk. This danger is heightened in areas with heavy foot traffic or where vehicles are parked closely together. To avoid these issues, always shift your car into park or neutral and engage the parking brake if you plan to be stationary for more than a few seconds. This simple habit helps protect your car's transmission, brake system, and ensures your safety. Number 12. Don't let water get into your transmission. Allowing water to enter your car's transmission is one of the most damaging mistakes you can make, and it can lead to catastrophic failures. The transmission is a sealed system that relies on transmission fluid for lubrication, cooling, and efficient operation. Water intrusion compromises the fluid's integrity, creating a mixture that cannot properly lubricate or cool the internal components, which can result in extensive damage to gears, clutches, and other critical parts. One of the most common ways water enters the transmission is during floods or when driving through deep water. Modern cars are equipped with vents and seals in the transmission system that, under normal conditions, keep debris out while allowing for thermal expansion. However, when submerged, these vents can allow water to seep into the system, especially if the car remains in standing water for an extended period. The immediate effect of water in the transmission is contamination of the fluid. Water causes the fluid to lose its viscosity and cooling properties, leading to overheating and increased friction within the transmission. Over time, this can result in burnt clutches, damaged valve bodies, and a completely ruined transmission, repairs that can easily cost thousands of dollars. Corrosion is another major issue. The internal components of a transmission, such as gears and bearings, are made of metal. When water mixes with the transmission fluid, it creates a corrosive environment that accelerates rust and degradation, further weakening the system and shortening its lifespan. To avoid these costly problems, never drive through water deep enough to submerge the transmission or the engine bay. If you suspect water has entered the transmission, have the vehicle inspected immediately by a qualified mechanic to prevent further damage. Number 13, don't ignore strange sounds or vibrations. If your car starts making unusual noises or vibrations, especially when shifting gears or accelerating, don't ignore them. These might be early signs of transmission problems that need immediate attention. Many drivers tend to dismiss minor issues like grinding, whining, or clunking sounds, thinking they'll go away or aren't serious, but in the case of your transmission, that's rarely the case. Why it matters: a strange noise or vibration is often the first warning sign that something is wrong within the transmission or drivetrain. If these signs are ignored, they can quickly escalate into more severe damage, leading to costly repairs or even transmission failure. For example, a grinding noise when shifting could indicate worn-out gears or low transmission fluid, both of which can compromise the performance of your car. What you should do: if you notice any unusual noises or vibrations, take your car to a professional mechanic for an inspection. Early intervention can prevent more extensive and expensive damage down the road. Number 14, don't drive with a slipping transmission. If you notice your car hesitating or slipping when you accelerate, it's crucial to address the issue immediately. A slipping transmission means that the car is having difficulty maintaining the proper gear, causing a loss of power or delayed acceleration. While it might seem like a temporary glitch, continuing to drive with a slipping transmission can cause serious damage to the internal components. Why it matters: a slipping transmission often occurs when there's low fluid, a malfunctioning torque converter, or worn-out clutch plates. These issues can worsen the longer you drive without addressing them, leading to more extensive damage. Over time, the transmission could fail completely, resulting in an extremely costly repair or replacement. Additionally, driving with a slipping transmission affects your vehicle's performance, fuel efficiency, and overall drivability. What you should do: if you feel the car slipping or notice strange shifts, avoid driving it for extended periods. Pull over safely and check the transmission fluid level. If the fluid is low, topping it up could temporarily alleviate the issue. However, for a more permanent fix, it's essential to take the car to a professional mechanic for an inspection and necessary repairs. The sooner you address a slipping transmission, the better your chances of avoiding major damage. Bonus tip: change your oil on time. One of the simplest ways to keep your car running smoothly and avoid costly repairs is to stay on top of your oil changes. Engine oil lubricates all the moving parts within your engine, and over time, it breaks down and loses its effectiveness. Why it matters: if you wait too long to change your oil, it can lead to engine damage, overheating, or even complete engine failure. Neglecting regular oil changes is one of the quickest ways to shorten your car's lifespan. Old or low oil levels can cause friction between parts, leading to wear and tear and increasing the chances of expensive repairs. What you should do: follow your car's recommended oil change intervals, usually every 3,000 to 7,000 miles, depending on your car's make and model, and always use the type of oil specified in your owner's manual. Don't wait for the oil change light to come on, be proactive.